what is up? Welcome back to my channel. How is everybody doing today? So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my Sam doll from Trick or Treat. Now, so I ended up doing some research on, okay, how much is this doll worth? Some pretty ridiculous prices. So Amazon, they wanted like $250 for Sam, and then I seen on a couple other websites, which are those living dead dolls, which are really expensive. They're like $150 or something like that. Pretty pricey. So I was like, I mean, Sam does look pretty easy to make, pretty straightforward. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna see if my mom wants to help me with this project, since she's like very creative. I'm so happy the way that it turned out. Me and my mom kind of did like our own little thing on it, but it does look very similar, just different because it's not like, you know, professionally made. If you are like a horror doll collector, then you will love this video. It might give you some ideas, especially because we're in lockdown. What else is there to do? I have the piece of paper to tell you guys everything that I did use. Now, some of this stuff you will get from the dollar stores and on Amazon. So I'm going to show you guys my Sam doll right now. So you guys are probably like, want to see it already. This is just what he looks like. This is Sam, if you guys are familiar with the movie Trick or Treat. If you are not, then meet Sam. This is Sam. Isn't he the most adorable thing ever? And he actually kills people. Here he is. I'm just gonna show you guys him. And then here's his little shoes. We put shoes on him. His little bag. Yellow patches. His hands are all wrapped. His eyes. Look into his eyes. Oh, look how cute his little sucker is. I love this little thing. So that's just what he looks like. I love him. And it didn't take long at all to make, so I was pretty excited about that. Sam, it costed me $45 in total to make Sam. So if you are into making Sam, it's only $45 for everything that my mom and I used. Like, we did buy some stuff from Amazon, and we bought most of the stuff from the Dollar Tree. Thing that I did is I had to find a doll that was obviously big enough, so I went with the, I think it's a 14-inch doll, I think it was, that I went with. It was actually a second-hand doll. It was only $10, or as tall as you really want it, but I wanted a 14-inch doll. So reasonable size. So, looks like a little 3-year-old. For the orange sleeper, we did get this on Amazon. It was $20. We ended up just going with this little orange little sleeper, and it does have a little hood on it, which Sam, I don't think has a hood, but we just used this anyways. So, and it did have buttons too, but we decided to just keep them on there. Stuffing to make him like big. We used a pillow for like stuffing, and we just like stuffed him to make him look like a little pork chop, which if you have to buy one, dollar stores have them. I paid $4 for mine. It was just to stuff the doll to make him look a little fluffy. For the shoes, I just found these like shoes, and we just glued them to his feet and just painted them orange and black. They actually had like little like roses on them, or like why we painted them black, just to kind of hide them. So, and we just painted them orange. From the second-hand store too, I think, or the dollar store, I can't fully remember. We used acrylic orange and black paint to paint his shoes with. Head, we used a large styrofoam head. You can get those at the Dollar Tree. And we cut the styrofoam head and we put it over the doll's head. Like, does that make sense? And we had to cut it, I think, like 2 or 3 times to actually get it to fit over the doll's head. So that's what we did for the head, if you guys are wondering. Just that's what we did for the head. We used yellow felt for the patches that Sam has. So we have a patch here, and we have a patch here. So we just used that. You can get that from the Dollar Tree. We glued it on. I used 2 buttons, which we did paint them black, but you can get like black buttons. So we used twine string for the eyes, for the mouth, and for like up here. We used that. Yeah, we just glued all of this on, like all the twine and stuff to his face. You don't have to sew it if you don't want to, but that's just like what my mom and I did. We just like glued it to him and just gave him like that little cool little like stitch effect. That we just glued everything on. Like I said, you can sew it if you want to. We used burlap to cover head and make Sam's bag. So here's Sam's bag. I know Sam does have like dry blood on it, or like blood on it in general, but I didn't add that. And we used some of the pillow stuffing to stuff the bag with. And we just tied it with some more twine string, like more of a thicker string. And tied it, glued it. Yeah, we just glued all this and just turned it into a bag, pretty much. Hands, we wrapped it with burlap also, because that's what Sam has around his hands. Just all around his hands, all here. And then he has like all the rope twine all around his head. So for the sucker, we used a styrofoam ball, and then we cut it in half, and then we painted it with orange acrylic paint. We used a wooden stick, but this can actually come off like this. It's just a wooden stick that we painted orange and black with acrylic paint. Plopped a little black pumpkin face on it, and then I cut it like a bite, like and I wanted to make it like sharp, because in the movie Sam's sucker is like really sharp, and it can like made it look like a bite mark, so like a little weapon of his. So I thought that was really cute. I just shoved it in here. That's just where I put it on him. So then in total for everything to make the doll, including the doll itself, was $45. So happy with that price for something like this, considering to buy something like this can cost you like a couple $100s. And you know, as a horror collector and a horror fan myself, I don't have that kind of money. So to make them, I'm going to. So this is my doll project of Sam from Trick or Treat. I absolutely love him so. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed him. And I hope that I give you guys some project ideas. Please guys, I will talk to you in my next video, and thanks for watching guys.